Been ahead of my peers, this used to pedal the slowest. Now you pedal the fastest in a circle of motion. Fame moved up in weight, ran out of opponents, so it's time to... I'm gonna have to take my hat off and say congrats to Danny Garcia for the simple fact that he has fought.
You need people like me, so you can point your fucking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
And everyone that we said he wouldn't fight, when it came down to all these beasts, all these guys that they said Danny Garcia would never fight him. Let's take back to the last big challenge at 140. At the 140-pound division was Lucas Matisse. Everybody saying what Lucas Matisse was going to beat Danny Garcia, knock him out. Danny Garcia had a good fight with Lucas Matisse, dropped him, and won a unanimous decision over Lucas Matisse. Next, we had Lamont Peterson. Lamont Peterson was a guy that everybody said Danny Garcia would never fight. He would never fight Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? And what happens? I think they fought at 143 pounds or 144 pounds, getting them ready for the welterweight division. He faces Lamont Peterson, grabs the W, but at the end of the fight, as you can see, he told Lamont Peterson, "You won." You know, clear to see. Now, he goes up to 147 pounds and he grabs the WBC title, beat Robert Guerrero. And in my heart, I said Danny Garcia will never fight nobody like Keith Thurman. And what he's done, he faces Keith Thurman and comes away, you know, short. He comes up short, not by a lot according to the judges, comes up short. And now, Showtime Shawn Porter's been on his trail, his tail, his bumper, and what happened? Danny Garcia is now facing Showtime Shawn Porter. So I'm going to take my hats off to Danny Swift Garcia, even though he fights everybody that everybody wants him to fight. Not at the time, but he does fight him. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Danny Garcia doesn't back down from a challenge, and he does it in chronological order. You know what I'm saying? He does it in chronological order. So we got to take our hats off. So after this fight, we'll see what holds for Danny Garcia. But something Danny Garcia said in particular, which got my blood going and blood boiling hype for this fight, is that he said he's going to fight everybody before everybody fights each other, which is something that could be true. Now, Showtime Shawn Porter, on the other hand, was the same. Fought Cal Brook, fought Keith Thurman, now fighting Danny Swift Garcia. You know, Danny Swift Garcia has a chance to beat Showtime Shawn Porter in impressive fashion, maybe stop him. That's what the fans say. That's what we want to believe. But how true can that be? Will this come to fruition on September 8th? Danny Garcia feels like he's the bigger guy, the stronger guy. And don't be surprised if you see Danny Swift Garcia walking down Showtime Shawn Porter during this fight. I said don't be surprised if you see Danny Swift Garcia walking down Showtime Shawn Porter this fight. I say that to say this, Danny confidence is through the roof. He has no respect for Shawn Porter's style. He's tailor-made for him. That's what Showtime Shawn Porter said that Danny said. So we're going to see the back and forth is good. Do not have Jim Gray in the middle of this. Let them go back and forth like dogs. Let them fight. This is a 50-50 fight at the end of the day, if you ask me. I'm really rooting and hoping that we get a clear, concise victor, and you know, we end the year off great. We come back next year and get a unification bout. But don't be surprised if you see Danny Swift Garcia walking down Showtime Shawn Porter, pushing Showtime Shawn Porter back, countering him smooth. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Danny fights a total different fight this fight. Whatever Showtime Shawn Porter wants to bring, I say this, Danny Garcia is going to need punch placement this fight. It's not like Showtime Shawn Porter will not be there to get hit. We talking about punch placement to slow this guy down. That's one of the keys to Danny Garcia beating Showtime Shawn Porter, is his punch placement and slowing Shawn Porter down. It doesn't necessarily mean go to the body all night. It means have a clear and concise punch placement. Temple shots, rib shots, solar plex, all type of shots that stop your opponents in the tracks. Make them shake, get their legs wobbly, whatever you have to do. Don't be surprised if you see Danny Swift Garcia walking down Showtime Shawn Porter sometime in this fight. Don't be surprised. If Porter does not have the power to shock Danny Garcia, don't be surprised. That's all I'm saying. Do not be surprised. This fight can go either way. It's a 50-50 fight. I'm telling you, it's a 50-50 fight. Styles make fights, not your opinion of whose style you like. You know? So at the end of the day, I need y'all, what I need y'all to do is, if you want to talk more about this, or you want to give me some insight or a topic that I can speak on as far as this matchup, because we're going a whole month pumping this. If you want to, follow me on Instagram. Famous Athletics, FAMUSATHLETICS. Famous Athletics with an S. If you need cover art done, hit me in the link in the description below. If you need an intro done, hit me in the link in the description below. If you need workout tips, hit me in the link in the description below, or just hit me on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on there and interact with me a little more on a personal level. Everything's a sport, so where's my sportsmanship award? And just like that, famous is gone.
Don't make me have you in the zone. Zone out till I hit it home. Late night hour, Mrs. Jones. Shut you out one in the motion. Trying to keep that body tone. My bitch.